Welcome back to the channel. I'm looking weird. I don't know what to do with myself. That's why I want to do a get ready with me, because it's like I need to keep the mood boosting up. I can really tell when I feel really gross that it just affects my mood. So we're gonna chit chat about where I'm at right now, try not to be out of breath, and do some self-care. Get ready with me, mood boosting. Yes, I'm wearing a nursing bra. No, I'm not nursing. It's all that fits me right now. Hey, oh, big mama. So I've been going to the pool a lot lately, which is why I have all these freckles, but we still have to take care of our skin. So that's why I've obviously been using sunscreen. My currently loving sunscreen is by Versed. I'm sure you guys have heard of this brand before. It's so convenient. You can get it at Target and Walmart, everything like that. That's how I got hooked on them. Very big fan. I just started using their sunscreen and it is so worth it. The way it feels on my face and skin is how I wish my skin texture just was all the time. It feels so good. And it's a mineral sunscreen, which we love. We stan. Good for all skin types, even acne prone skin. And then this is what I got at Target that got me hooked. It's the Doctor's Visit Instant Resurfacing Mask, and it's good for aging and dullness. And I love a good beauty award. This has beauty awards on it. So beauty awards, Target, chef's kiss. This also love, love, love. If I wear makeup, I need a cleansing balm. There's no question. And this one I also got from Target from Versed. Eucalyptus oil and vitamin E. Literally smells like a spa. So good for your skin. Naturally antibacterial. If you don't use a balm like this, I actually don't know how you're living your life. I'm sorry. And there's nothing artificially fragrant about it. It's pregnancy safe, all cruelty free, all that good stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls though. If you want to use my code, you can use Lauren Elizabeth for 10% off these products. Go to the link in the description box and use code Lauren Elizabeth, 10% off all these Versed products. You guys, they will not disappoint. Gorgeous. The pregnancy symptoms are symptoming, and my boyfriend always says that whenever I hang out with my friends, I come home in such a better mood. And so if I don't see my friends at least once a week, all hell will break loose, which is I can't imagine being pregnant a few years ago. Not that I would have been or anything like that, but just the thought of not being surrounded by my best friends in pregnancy. Also the thought of being pregnant with a different guy. I guess just experiencing how hard pregnancy is. I give so much credit to the people that do it alone or even just without a supportive partner. Having someone that supports you and understanding and patient and kind, and you don't feel self-conscious around, you can just fully be yourself and fully lean on them for support. It's a game changer. And then to add in the fact that I have my friends nearby, not that I don't have friends in LA or anything like that. My friends here are family. You know what I mean? I spent all morning signing up for birthing classes. Doctor recommended them to us. So there's basically 3 that we signed up for. I actually remember taking one. I don't know what it was called when I was younger for my younger siblings. My mom made me and my brother take one. The doctor recommended we do them once we were halfway through the pregnancy, which was over a month ago. As much as I love procrastinating, it's literally anything could happen once you're past viability, which is something I didn't know about, which gave me a lot of anxiety. So I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm just saying once you're in the 3rd trimester, you could be a week early, you could be 2 weeks early, all that stuff. And so I don't want to be one of those people that's oh, I'll start putting together the nursery at week 37. I would rather do things earlier and just get them out of the way. So it's through our hospital. I'm sure wherever you live, you probably have this. Understanding labor and delivery class, understanding breastfeeding class, and fun fact, excited that we're doing those 2 first because I just have this problem that is kind of toxic, where I just want my boyfriend to just be oh my gosh, you are amazing. I can't believe what you have to go through. And I know that he obviously feels that way, but sometimes I'm hello. I want him to be oh damn, this is gonna be tough. Understanding labor and delivery, so then he'll feel bad for me. Understanding breastfeeding, he'll feel bad for me. And then understanding newborns. And that's a class for I think it'll help with a lot of my anxiety and just help me and my boyfriend just be on the same page. Not that we're not, but we can actually have a better plan. Because right now we have ideas and a to-do list and stuff, but we don't have a birth plan, breastfeeding plan. And then if it doesn't go well, what are we gonna do next? Not that you can totally plan for everything. I was talking about this on my podcast, but I think at least putting in systems and putting in plans. What would our plan B be if plan A doesn't work? That kind of stuff, getting all of that down at least can help alleviate some of the stress and uncertainty, kind of like knowing what to do in an emergency situation instead of having to figure it out in an emergency situation. It's not like I'm like over planning and thinking I'm gonna be perfect. It's more so like I would love to learn. Knowledge is power, as we know, but it really actually does make me feel so much better. And another tip that I will say, if you like live with your partner, I got my boyfriend on Notion, like I told you guys, I think, and oh my God, just so nice, especially for someone like me that's like really ADHD. I think it's gonna come in really big handy. Hi, I'm adulting. Every day is so different, right? So it's like some days I just don't feel good and I'm starting to get really, really tired again, and the insomnia is starting. There's no point of just like waiting till later to do something when you like feel good enough to do it now. This is all coming from someone who procrastinates. So another thing that we're doing, obviously reading books. The one that I got for my boyfriend is called Expecting Father. The reason I got that for him was actually, it can kind of feel like you're really like in it alone because there's nothing really changing obviously inside his body, and his life is like relatively the same. He's so into it and like so supportive and wants to be like so included. I wanted to make sure that like he felt like he had things that he was learning and that he could do to like be a part of the pregnancy, even though it was just happening inside of my body. So he's been reading that. It's a really big book, so I would recommend getting it in the first trimester for them and just having that like open line of communication between the two of us of like, we've talked, like we know that this is going to change our relationship, we know that this is going to be really hard on us, and we know that we're going to have to like communicate really well and like potentially even go to like couples therapy or like whatever. And I think that's just like kind of putting it out there so that like resentments don't build, and like we're both aware that like shit's gonna get crazy and that we're gonna like obviously get through it together. I almost wanted to go to couples therapy before we had the baby just because I thought it would be smart. I feel like a lot of people do like premarital counseling, and since obviously we're not getting married right now, there's too many things to do at once. I was like, maybe we do like pre-baby counseling. The pregnancy, like I guess I can say this now, is flying by. I don't want to say it's totally flying by because I've definitely been like miserable between the move and all the baby classes and then doing like the nursery. Like it is, the baby's gonna be here like really, really soon. So found my new therapist with the thought in mind of I want us to be able to rely on her for the both of us postpartum if we need it. So that's why I made sure to find a new therapist that was specialized in postpartum, like perinatal care, and that was based in Chicago. Whereas like my usual therapist has just been with me for the past like 5 years over the phone, Los Angeles. Love her to death, but she was very adamant that I do it this way. Much to my dismay, because of my abandonment issues, we switched it up. Another mood booster has been jewelry, since obviously nothing fits me. Another thing, like very candidly, I will say that I'm starting to know that I have to figure out for myself is I actually like don't know what a father-daughter relationship looks like. That's because of my own upbringing. I've realized it over the past couple weeks. I think that's why I get so territorial over my pregnancy. I think that's why I get very like defensive. I'm so fortunate that like he is who he is, and to be bringing a human into the world with him, that like I don't want like unhealed shit about my childhood to like project onto him. And so that's why I think the How Not to Hate Your Husband book is actually helping me. It's not that like I think I'm gonna hate him or anything necessarily. That's just a really funny title of a book. It's more so just like kind of breaking down the gender roles, because I feel like I would be so inclined, if I'm not conscious of it, to do everything myself, go into like the stereotypical gender roles, male versus female, not ask for help, and kind of like get on my high horse about it, because I've seen throughout my life a woman do everything herself, and I've never really seen what value a dad can bring, and I don't want to project that onto my partner and therefore onto our daughter. I have no idea what this looks like and how it's gonna come up for me. I can only obviously prepare so much, but one of the great things about being in a healthy relationship is being able to just bring that up as like an open piece of communication. I don't have to bring it up to my boyfriend and be like, hey, we need to solve like how I'm gonna not project my daddy issues onto you and our daughter. It's more like, hey, I want you to just know that this is what's on my mind and this is what I'm thinking about right now, so that you're just like aware of what's going through my head. So that's why I think like learning about like the gender roles and communication is really good for me, because of that stuff from my childhood. And then having those conversations with my partner to make sure that he's aware that I'm aware so that we can be aware. Like, I think it's like good for me to like verbalize and say too that like I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself and do the work on myself. And it's like not every day, like this is the best I've looked and probably the best I've sounded all week. So is what it is. But I hope that like at least like being vulnerable and sharing like this could maybe make you think about your relationship different and like your relationship with like your pregnancy different, or just like do different things or normalize different feelings and things, because I definitely haven't seen a lot of people talk about their relationship with their partner when it comes to becoming a new mom. It's mostly just about being a new mom. So that's why I feel like I'm more nervous about it, and I'm more like I'm unsure of like what we're supposed to be doing. Everything on the internet can be like very scary. And so I don't want this to be like toxically positive. I'm just being vulnerable and real and being very aware that like we don't know what's gonna happen, and that's okay. But we can still put our best foot forward. And I feel really cute. Not gonna lie. Okay, so make sure to shop the Verse products, and everything else will be linked down below in the description box. I'm gonna go to my girlfriend's house and have some girl chat, especially having this girl chat with you guys. I feel like now I'm about to have the best girl chat of my life with my best friend, and she has no idea yet. I'm gonna come over like, she's actually the godmother of our baby. By law, has to listen to me talk about my pregnancy 24/7. I love you guys so much. I will see you on Instagram in the meantime, and subscribe for the next video. Bye.